Shalom to the nation of Israel. This is Barzal coming in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and to the whole elect pushers word and truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. This will be a quick one titled, I actually haven't thought about the title yet for this one, but don't believe everything you hear, or don't believe everything you see. I'll just say it like that. Don't believe everything you hear and see. Stay circumspect. Yeah. Because, so here it says parsley and cilantro added to the list. Now linked to cyclospora. Yeah, cyclospora outbreak in North Carolina. Right? And the reason why this caught my attention, because it's like parsley and cilantro are very, they're superfoods. Really, all foods, like honestly, all foods are superfoods, to be honest with you. It's just that some are just more higher concentrated, some are just more stronger overall. All foods are super, right? All foods are healthy. All real foods, not junk foods. I'm talking about real stuff that grow from the ground, that naturally grow from the ground, not stuff that was made in a lab, right? But they're all packed with nutrients. That's what I should be saying. All these things are packed with nutrients. Is that people have fallen away from the idea of what food is. They don't even understand why you're supposed to be eating. They think people just eat food because they're just hungry. That's how they eat. That's how they live. They just eat to be full. It's not about eating to get nutrients. It's just about eating to be full. You know how crazy that is? That's why they have no problem eating donuts and chips and cakes and all this shit that doesn't have nutrients. The whole point of eating is to get nutrients. Just like when you farm, right? The whole point of putting shit in the soil is so that when you plant the seeds are packed, they're in a nutrient dense environment. So when they grow, they bear nutrient dense fruit, right? They bear big fruit or nutrient dense fruit. That's the whole point. The whole point of eating is to get nutrients. It's not about feeling full. It's about getting nutrients, because you're a living organism that needs nutrients, vitamins, minerals, fats, right? Proteins to build and maintain your body and to repair your body and to strengthen your body. You need those nutrients. That's the whole purpose of eating. It's not to fucking feel full. Right? Esau has turned everything upside down. So anyways, so you see this, it says this breakout. I don't believe this. Right? I'm not going to go read the whole article because I don't really care. It's just bullshit. Because why is it that all these things that tend to have outbreaks is all the things that are really good for you? Right? You find that kind of odd that all the things that are very good for you always have outbreaks. Oh, this outbreak, or this plant burned down. Right? How are these plants burning down? These slaughterhouses for meat. How's that happening? And these eggs, the whole egg situation. And what they found with the eggs is that the eggs helped against the thing that happened in 2020, right? So this is 19 million eggs recalled at several supermarkets over possible salmonella contamination. So possible. It's not even confirmed. It's possible. So they recalled 19 million eggs because they care about the people so much. They care about your health so much that they recalled 19 million eggs. 19 million. Because these people, the government, cares about your health, that they went out of their way to recall 19 million eggs for the possible salmonella contamination. You got to question shit, man. You got to question shit. You can't be a yes man. You got to question shit. Oh, salmonella threat could make you sick. It's like, bro. So now they're going to make people, and this is part of the thing, they use fear tactics. So now they're going to make people afraid of cilantro and parsley, right? I'm going to go into the details of why cilantro and parsley, not the eggs, but eggs are a superfood too. You want to use the word superfood. They're a superfood too. They're making you afraid of it. So now you're going to question, I'm not going to buy eggs because I might get salmonella, or I'm not going to buy parsley cilantro because I might get sick. So what do they want to do? They want to make you sick because, people are starting to get healthier. You see on Instagram, even though people are shifting more to health and fitness, and they don't want people to do that. They don't want the people, the government doesn't want people to do that. They want to keep you sick, and reliant on their drugs. They don't want you to go back to natural eating of foods, herbs, fruits, vegetables, the ground. They want you to keep eating the junk food so then you can go to them, to the doctor, so they can prescribe you drugs, right? And make you more sick. Because that's a business. The business of treating people, not curing people. They don't want to cure you. They want to treat you. So you need to get sick so they can treat you. So they're going to start to scare you from these things that are actually making you healthy or that are good for you, that are going to keep you healthy. So I'll just read this real quick. Right? 19 million eggs, because they care about you guys so much that they recalled 19 million eggs. It says, so that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes, right? NLT. So we and GMS, the true prophets of Yahweh Yahushai, are familiar of the evil schemes of Satan. And Satan is a spiritual demon, right? Right? And a spiritual demon needs a physical counterpart on the earth. So who's a physical counterpart on the earth? Esau, Edom, the wicked. So they do his bidding. Okay? So when you read the scriptures and you see how Satan operates in the scriptures, especially with Yahushai, how crafty he is, then you can see that his physical counterpart will be just like that. Because that's who they're learning from. That's who they're taking the orders from. So they're going to be crafty like that too. So it's crafty. This is all crafty. There's nothing wrong with those eggs, man. There might have been a batch that they poisoned with it, the salmonella, or none of them were even none of them probably didn't even have salmonella. They just said that it did. Just to scare everyone and, we got to recall 19 million. Right? Just say the same thing with the parsley and cilantro. So anyways, I'm going to go and show you the benefits of parsley. Wait, I didn't even know this. I eat it, but I'm going to eat it more. It says parsley. And the funny thing is, Esau looks all this stuff up. He researches all this stuff. So he knows what's good for you and what's bad for you, but he doesn't tell you. He doesn't tell you. You have to go look for yourself. But yeah, the information's there. Right? It says parsley provides rich key nutrients like vitamins A and C and K. It supports bone health and acts as a natural breath freshener. Key health benefits: strong bones packed with vitamin K. Just 2 tablespoons of parsley provide over 150% of your daily value to support bone strength and growth. I didn't know that. I actually did not know that. I didn't know parsley was that high in vitamin K. They always push kale. But kale, funny enough, kale is it's a, what's it called? That's a modified food. That's not natural, right? But they push that one because the things with kale is apparently something about has oxalates or oxalates. So kale, it has, it can't be consumed raw. Like I can eat raw parsley and just eat it. Kale, you have to like slightly steam it, and there's a whole other thing. You have to research that. Right, and I didn't even know kale was something that doesn't naturally grow, but it doesn't naturally grow, from what I was told, from what I researched. Anyways, immune support, high levels of vitamin C, high levels of vitamin C. I did not know that. And antioxidants protect cells from damage and help the body fight off sickness. Exactly. Fresh breath, high chlorophyll content makes chewing fresh parsley a simple way to neutralize strong mouth odors like garlic or onion. I did not know that. I'm gonna start doing that. Heart and kidney health contains folate to support heart health and acts as a mild diuretic to help the kidneys flush out extra fluid, right? Eye protection, rich in vitamin A, lutein, and zeaxanthin to protect the surface of the eye and prevent age and related vision loss, right? But all of a sudden, these two herbs have some sickness, right? And here's another one. So cilantro is a nutrient dense herb, rich in vitamins A and C and K, just like the parsley. Notice that they're both rich in vitamin A and C and K, right? Same thing. You think that's a fucking coincidence? You think it's a fucking coincidence that the two ones that they said that there's some sickness on it, they're both rich in vitamins A, C, and K. All vitamins are crucial. All vitamins are crucial. Right? But they're targeting these ones. Right? Cilantro is a nutrient-dense herb rich in vitamins A, C, and K, as well as potent antioxidants. It may help lower blood sugar levels, reduce inflammation, protects against food protect against foodborne pathogens. So let's go back here. It says parsley and cilantro added to the list of now linked to cyclospora outbreak in North Carolina. Let's see what cyclospora is, because I don't actually know what that is. Right? Let's see what that is. Let's go here. Give me 1 second. See, this is what I mean. This is why you gotta research. You gotta be a detective. So, where am I? Okay. It says it may help lower blood. I'm talking about, this is cilantro. It may help lower blood sugar levels, reduce inflammation, protect against foodborne pathogens, and support brain health. So cilantro helps protect against foodborne pathogens, but they're saying that cilantro and parsley have been on the list for cyclospora, right? Showing the article here. Parsley and cilantro added to the list, now linked to cyclospora outbreak in North Carolina. But so it's like, what is cyclospora? So I go here. I ask, is cyclospora a food-based pathogen? It says yes. Cyclospora is a food and waterborne pathogen. It is microscopic parasite that causes intestinal illness called cyclosporasis after a person eats or drinks contaminated items. But yet I just read that cilantro protects against foodborne pathogens. Oh my gosh, wow. Right? Mostly commonly linked to raw, fresh fruits and vegetables like leafy green berries and herbs. So one of the fruits, one of the herbs that actually protects you from foodborne pathogens happen to get a foodborne pathogen. Oh my gosh, wow. This is why you guys have to look things up, man. You gotta look things up. You think that's just a coincidence? Well, first of all, there's no such thing as a coincidence. But you think that just happened naturally? You think that just happened naturally? That cilantro, something that protects you from foodborne based, something that protects you from foodborne pathogens, all of a sudden got a foodborne pathogen? Does that make sense to you? Okay. Blood sugar management research. Okay, research indicates that compounds in cilantro may help increase insulin sensitivity and lower blood sugar levels. Wow. Supporting metabolic health. So they don't want you guys to get healthy, especially you Israelites. They don't want you, because Israelites are one of the main ones that have diabetes. I'm not saying other nations don't have it, because actually the curses are going on them now. Elam's getting it. Esau's been getting it, right? But Israel, you got diabetes, which comes from sugar, too much sugar consumption. But this helps you with that. And there probably is like a whole thing where Israelites are starting to get a little bit more healthy, but now they want to take away that health. So they poisoned these two herbs that are actually conducive and you getting healthy with your specific thing with diabetes, right? Diabetes, weak bones, bad immune system. Antimicrobial properties. Cilantro contains dodecanol. Dodecanol. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. An antimicrobial compound that some studies suggest can help fight off foodborne pathogens like what? Hold on. Okay, so cilantro contains dodecanol, an antimicrobial compound that some studies suggest can fight off foodborne pathogens like salmonella. I didn't even know this is crazy. This is the most high. So salmonella, where did we hear about that? So 19 million eggs recalled, right? Hold on. 19 million eggs recalled at several supermarkets over possible salmonella contamination, right? So these eggs have salmonella. Let's say some of them do. Let's say that's true. Let's say there's some of them, and they're recalling all of them because you're like, oh, maybe the rest of them have them, right? But then coincidentally, parsley and cilantro, especially the cilantro, happen to get a foodborne pathogen. When cilantro specifically actually helps prevent against foodborne pathogens. And then one of the things that it actually prevents against is salmonella. Bro, you can't make this shit up. Like I said, I didn't read this. I didn't read this ahead of time. And then I'm just doing this for show. And I'm not doing this. I did not do this. This is not me. This is the Most High. I did not do this. Wow. So I'll read it again. It says cilantro contains dodecanol, an antimicrobial compound that some studies suggest can fight against all foodborne pathogens like salmonella. So they poison the cilantro and parsley so you guys can't fight against salmonella, right? And they probably even poison the eggs, most likely. So even if the eggs were poisoned, you're just like, you know what? I'm gonna eat the eggs anyways, because like, you know, or they only poison some of them, and you know, you're not. Let's say they poison some of them, and they said, you know, like they said, they're recalling them. But you're like, fuck that, I don't care. But you eat healthy, like you eat cilantro, then you're technically you're in a good case. You're good, right? You're in a better case of not getting salmonella anyways because you're eating cilantro and parsley, right? But then they poison the cilantro and the parsley, right? And I'm sure there's other stuff that helps with foodborne pathogens, but these are the this is obviously cilantro it's a superfood. It's nutrient dense. It's nutrient dense, bruh. Esau's fucking wicked, man. That's why he's the devil. So, okay, brain and heart health. Rich in polyphenols and flavonoids, cilantro helps reduce oxidative stress. Antioxidants like lutein may help decrease brain inflammation and potentially reduce the risk of cognitive decline. Digestive support it has been traditionally used to aid digestion, reduce bloating, and soothe stomach discomfort. It definitely does work. I use cilantro. Some of the stuff here I didn't know, but some of the stuff I experienced it myself. It does work. Nutrient boost. A quarter cup of raw cilantro provides roughly 16% of the daily recommended value for vitamin K, which is essential for bone health. So we learned a lot today. This is why you gotta look things up, man. You gotta look things up. So I already read this. But yeah, like I'll read it again. I'm gonna read it again. It says 2 Corinthians 2:11, so that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes. So you have to be familiar with the evil schemes of Satan. I just showed, not me. Yahweh Yahushua used me to show you all this. Right? So you can connect the dots. Right? I did not look ahead. I did not. Right? I went and Google search cilantro and parsley, but I didn't go in detail. I didn't actually read through it. Right? And the salmonella thing, like I said, I didn't read through this stuff. I just Google searched it, put up my thing, and then now I'm just going through it right now with you. But Esau's that devil, man. That's what he does. Right? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right? Another way he covers the faces of the judges, right? The judges are here right now. How does he cover the face of the judges? Online. How does he do that? He restricts videos that go out like an algorithm and that get more views. That's how he's covering up our faces. Because when you cover up someone's face, you can't see them. Right? You can't see them, and you also can't hear them. So that's another way how he covers up the faces. Right? That goes into other things too, but there's a lot of ways he covers up the faces of the judges. Right? So and that's what he says, if not, where and who is he? So who's the one that covers up the face of the judges? We're the judges. We're the ones judging people, giving them the truth. Right? So who controls our restrictions on YouTube and online? Who does that? Right? It's Esau, Edom, right? So that means they're the wicked. That means they're the wicked because they're the ones covering up our faces. They don't allow you to see our face online, on YouTube. They cover it. They hide it. Therefore, if you can't see our faces, you can't hear us speak. Anyways. But the Lord will allow who needs to see it. And that's why Esau doesn't realize the Lord's just using him to do that. He's using him to block other people out that he doesn't want to get the truth to. So it says, Mark 13:20, and except that the Lord has shortened those days, no flesh should be saved, but for the elect's sake, whom he has chosen, he has shortened those days. Because look what's going on. Look what Esau's doing. Look what Esau's doing. He's poisoning. Like, I just showed you what he does. This is just a small fraction of what Esau does, right? So the fact that this is what he does, he's going to destroy the whole planet, including himself. That's why the days have to be sped up. Right? The Most High said, for the elect's sake, the days are sped up. Right? Anyways, that's it on that. Like I said, that's it's very interesting. It closes up by saying, Kahala Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashem Racha Kodash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and to the hopeful light, push his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Abad, Babal, Kwame Allah, and Shawwal.